So this is day 3 of statistics, and it's about histograms and charts and bar graphs and relative frequency tables. So reading a different kind of chart or graph. So it says identify the set that is represented by the line plot shown. Okay, well each X represents a piece of data. So this is a summer reading club, and this is the number of books read. So this means a person read 11 books. This means that 3 people read 9 books, 2 people read 4 books, nobody read 6 books. So the number of books, so I need 2 4s. So he's out, he's good, and he's good. I need 3 5s, both good. I need no 6s, and he has a 6, so he's out, so it's got to be C. Dot plot shows the number of students who are on a debate team, and I want the median. So the median is the middle, so you just go in here and cross them out until you find the middle. So 17. Okay, the students at Smith Middle School recently performed a play. Audience members were asked their ages, and the results are shown in the histogram below. So what this means is we've got 5 people who are between the ages of 0 and 10, 56 between 10 and 20. The key here is to know that when you hit 20 years old, it puts you into this bar graph. When you hit 30, you're in this bar graph. So it kicks you up to the next graph. So how many people who attended the play were at least, and that's important, 50 years old? A lot of people just look at the 50 to 60 and they see the 40 and they're going to pick C. But at least 50 years old includes all of these people. So you have to add all of these numbers together. So 40 and 22 is 62, and 13 and 3 is 16. So 78. Okay, how do you find a percentage? Just to review. So it says 78 out of 80 students think that Miss Williams is fabulous. What percent is that? Well, it's always part over whole. So 78 out of 80. And then you take your calculator and you just do 78 divided by 80. Hit enter and then scoot your decimal over twice. So 97.5%. So just remember it's the part over the whole. So number 4 says the table shows the number of students who scored within an average score range on the semester's final exam. Okay, so let's look at the table and make sure we understand what's going on first. So we have 2 boys that scored less than a 60 and 3 girls that scored less than a 60. We have 4 boys who scored from a 71 to an 80. We have 10 girls who scored from an 81 to a 90. Okay, so that's just what's going on. It says which statement is true about the distribution. It says 10% of the girls had scores from an 81 to a 90. Well, 10 girls had a score from 81 to a 90, but I don't know if that's 10%. So I have to put part over whole. So 10 girls out of, how many girls did we have total? Well, 3 and 6 is 9. 9 and 6 is 15. 15 and 10 is 20. Where was I? 3 and 6 is 9, 15 to 25, and 25 and 4 is 29. So 10 out of 29, I got to see if that's 10%. Pretty sure that's not 10%. 10 out of 29. No, that's not 10%. That's 34%. So that one's out. 38% of the boys had scores from 81 to 90. So 81 to 90 for my boys are 9 of the boys. So that's my whole, that's my bottom number. So I got to add the boys together. So 6, 10, 19, 24. So 9 out of 24. 37.5, that'd be 38%. There's our winner. So one thing that you can figure out for the whole part, if you find the of the that tells you what goes on the bottom. Your of the. Table below shows the numbers of tickets sold to each age group for 2 movies. So we have 2 different movies and we have 3 different age groups. It says approximately what percent of the ticket sales were senior citizens to movie Z. So senior citizens movie Z. And then just out of the people who went to see movie Z. So I have to do 115 and 6 and 32. 3, 4, 5, 153. So I have to do 32 out of 153. 20.9%. So we're going to go with 21%. So what percent of the movie ticket sales were senior citizens to movie Z? So there's our senior citizens who went to movie Z out of everyone who went to see movie Z. Number 6, Brittany asked 50 of her classmates if they prefer to vacation in the mountains or at the beach. The results of the survey are shown below. So we've got males and females, and if they wanted beach or mountains. What is the approximate difference, so we're subtracting something, in the percentage of males who liked the mountains to the percentage of females who liked the mountains? So males who liked the mountains were 17 out of, let's see, total males, 29. And then females who liked the mountains were 5 out of 21. So 17 out of 29 is 58.6, so we'll call that 59%. And then 5 out of 21, which is 23.8%, so we'll call that 24%. And then I subtract the 2, so 59 minus 24 is going to be about 35%. Relative frequency table tells you the percentage of time in which each category occurs. So when you look at these numbers, these are not people. So it says a distribution of 1,200 students at a high school is shown in the relative frequency table below. This does not mean that there are 13 male freshmen. It means that 13% of the school are 13. 13% of them are male freshmen. So it says approximately what percent of juniors. The of is always your denominator. So I want juniors on the bottom and I want female juniors on the top because it says are female. So female juniors is 12%. So I have to figure out. I got 1,200 students. So 1,200 students times 12% is 144. Now I need to know of juniors. So I need my juniors. So 16% and 12% is 28%. Let's figure out how many students that is. 336. So now I'm going to do 144. And I get 42.8, so that's going to be 43%. Okay, so one more time. Percent of juniors are female. So female juniors is 12%. I did 12% times my 1,200. That's how many females are juniors. But it says of juniors, so that's always going to tell you what your denominator is. So I need my juniors in my denominator. Well, I have male and female, so I have to add them together. So that's where I got the 28%. And then I times that by this to get my 336. And then I recalculated my percent for females that are juniors. Okay, so again, I can tell this is a frequency table because I can see all the decimals that are in the chart. So this is a college survey, 3,500 of its students to determine if the students prefer music, movies, or sports. The results are in the table below. So we've got freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and whether they like music, movies, or sports. And it says how many more seniors than juniors were included in the survey. It doesn't have anything to do with what they like. I just want to compare seniors to juniors. So let's look at my juniors and let's look at my seniors. I need totals here. So 10, that's 16%, and 8%, that's 24%. That's 17%, that's 27%. Well, so now I need to figure out how many people that is. Well, I have 3,500 people. So I need to take my calculator, and I'm going to do 3,500 times 0.24, and I'm going to do 3,500 times 0.27. So I have 840 juniors and 945 seniors, and now I just want the difference. 105. Okay, West Oaks Music Club has 200 members this year. Only freshmen and sophomores are allowed to be members to help them get involved in the school while they are still young. When this group was surveyed about their preference between rap, hip hop, and rock, the results were shown in the relative frequency table below. Which statement is true? And this asks a bunch of different questions about sophomores and freshmen and what they like and all that stuff. So when it asks questions all over the place, I found it's really easy to turn all these percents into just plain old numbers. So I have 200 members. 36% of them are freshmen who like hip hop. Yeah, rap and hip hop. So I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to do 200. I'm going to figure out how many people this is. So that's 72 people. And then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to break all these down. That's 84. $156. 10%. 20. 24. And 44. And these are total, so I can just add 72 and 20 is going to give me 92. 84 and 24 is 108. And 156 and 44 is going to give me my 200. And now it's much simpler to answer the questions. Okay, so it says 60 more sophomores like rap and hip hop than rock. So I'm looking at sophomores, rap and hip hop, and rock. 60 more students, sophomore students, like rap and hip hop than rock. Well, that looks true. So I like that one. 156 students like rock. So here's rock. Go down to your total. Only have 44. I got 156 that like rap and hip hop, but only 44 like rock. 108 students in the club are freshmen. So freshmen, I got to go way down here to the total. That's 92. That's not right. 108 are freshmen. Freshmen like rock. Let's look at freshmen. 72 and 20. No, they like rap and hip hop, so that's not true either. So it's got to be A. So just turn your percents into actual numbers by using the 200 to be able to answer these questions super easy.